Hey folks, how's it going? Welcome back to another great Do Now. This is Mr. Murray coming to you with our Do Now for Course 1 Honors for Wednesday, May 6th, 2020. So welcome. What we're going to do is we're going to continue with our work with the laws of exponents. And what I want to do today is I want you to simplify these three expressions using the laws of exponents. We're just working with variables here. So you got to think about what happens when we are dividing, what happens when we're multiplying, what happens when we use powers, etc. So go ahead, pause the video, simplify, and then when you're ready, unpause, and you can see what I got. Okay, so here we go. We're going to just start with the top, and we're going to work one variable at a time. So first I'm going to do x to the fifth and x squared. So when you have two expressions being divided and their bases are the same, you subtract the exponent. So the x goes to an x cubed. And when you divide the y's, you do the same thing. So you get 2 minus 1, which is 1, and you should leave it without the 1. To visualize, this is x times x times x times x times x. That's what it means to be x to the fifth. Times y times y. Let me actually do the y's in a different color. Times y times y. Okay. Over x times x times y. Okay? So if you think about it, right, you can cancel some of this stuff because you're multiplying. So you can see that's where the idea of subtraction comes from, right? That leaves xxx on the top, x cubed, and 1y, which is y. Okay, so that's the idea there. On the second one, we do need to do a little bit of unpacking. First, we need to work with this exponent right here. So when you do it like this, you have to essentially do the squared with the 3, the squared with the 7, the squared with the 2, and the squared with the 2. And this is happening because these are all being multiplied. Remember, we talked about before how if you had x plus 2 squared, see how I'm adding? I'm not multiplying. So this you can't distribute the exponent. But when you're multiplying, you can, because it's 3 squared times x7 squared times y squared squared times z squared squared. So 3 squared gives me 9. X to the 7 squared, fly high multiply, gives me 14. Y squared squared, again, fly high multiply, gives me 4. And z squared squared, that's going to give me, again, z to the fourth. Okay, same power there. And then I'll bring in my 2xy. Okay, similarly, it's going to be a similar process. So you're going to multiply the numbers first. Then you're going to multiply the x's. So 14 and 1, remember we add them. Then you're going to multiply the y's. Again, you add them. And there's no z here. So you could almost think of this as z to the 0, right? Because anything to the 0 is 1, right? And 4 plus 0 is 4. All right. And this, just really quick, that was the answer to the first. All right, last one. This is definitely a spicy one, but again, you just dissect it one letter at a time. So you do your w's, you do your x's, you do your y's, and then you do your z's. Okay, one at a time. So w squared over w to the fourth, you're going to subtract. That gives you w to the negative 2, because 2 minus 4. Now this is going to be tricky. Here you've got 3 minus negative 2. That's x to the fifth. And if you think about it, because this is a negative 2, technically, and it's in the denominator, that means it's going to have to swing up here, becoming a positive 2, and then you get the 3 plus 2 for the 5, because you're multiplying, so therefore you're adding the exponents. Here you've got negative 2 minus 4, that's negative 6. And then we got to take one quick step here. So this is z to the fourth squared. That's z to the eighth, because you multiply power to a power. So we have z to the eighth over z squared. That's z to the sixth. Now I did this in black and not red because you do need to take some last steps. So anything that's a positive exponent, you do need to leave up top. So x to the 5th, z to the 6th, that will be up top. And then you do need to move any negative exponents down to the bottom. Sorry, that shouldn't be a z. Okay, let me just clear this up. Try that again. So again, notice the x to the 5th is on top, power positive. Z to the 6th remains on top, power positive. The w squared goes to the bottom, power negative. The y to the 6th goes to the bottom. Okay, power also negative. So that would be our final answer here. So folks, hopefully you're able to get this right. I really, really need you. If you're still struggling with this, I really can't say this enough. I need you to please go and make sure you're staying up to date on the stuff from Tuesday, from Monday, and from last Friday, because the laws of exponents are really important. And as I said in the Hangout, what's really sad for me to see as a teacher, not only of high school, but of college, is that this stuff tends to be difficult to stick, right? I got to tell you, I, as a college teacher, am still recapping in college the laws of exponents. So help make sure you can understand it well the first time so you don't need to keep relearning it, and make sure you're staying up to date with what we've been doing. But best of luck. Don't forget to love math. And remember, you can do it. All right. Looking forward to seeing everyone in a couple days at the Hangout at 11 a.m. Have a wonderful day.